Hello. Hello everyone. This is our defense presentation of our project. It's a service event collector and processor. I am the Nuke and this is Hồng Minh Nhật and we can run. Our supervisor is Mr. Lê Ngọc Sơn. Our client is IPSIP Vietnam Group. And now we will talk about our client. IPSIP Vietnam Group is a company providing synergistic solution for company informal service, which including IT infrastructure monitoring, auditing, consulting, and developing. In IPSIP, we have a NOC team, which stands for Network Operations Center. It's in charge of IT infrastructure monitoring by receiving live technical status information 24/7 of customer system. So, any failure or trial failure is detected and is transmitted to NOC, and they will trigger a human intervention with the level 2 team or higher up. Next, we will talk about the NOC team assisted system. As currently, NOC team is using about 10 open and closed source tools to monitor, which is Zabbix, Monit, Ishinga, Utility, Slack, and other internal tools to continuously monitor customer service system on Europe and North America 24/7 by dividing 3 shifts each day, which is day shift, swing shift, and night shift. And they also been transferring information process between each shift. As to based on this monitor system, they can identify what happened to the system, database, and infrastructure, and know why the alert are triggered. And from that, they estimate how critical the problem is and beginning escalation process to all level 2 team and other technical team. Now, as I said before, we are not using many monitor tools. So because different monitor tools have different advantage. Like take Zabbix and Monit, for example, Zabbix can show the graph of the system installed in the that's a machine, while Monit can show the specific data of the process and program for each installed agent. And and also because of different customer has different demand for monitor tool, like they only need some specific type of monitor for each of the system, and some of the monitor tool only dedicate to a user because they are the one providing us their tool with a set of configuration monitor agreed beforehand with the level 2 team and the customer. So when the alert frequency is high and alert is pushed into many platforms, NOC team have to divide the attention, and it's hard to controlling the situation when incident arise. So we need some place to consolidate the alert. Next one is, as I affirmation, there's a process of transferring information between each shift, but we are now using Google Docs to store those data and transferring information. But as you know, the information about the server is usually changed from, because we are receiving them from level 2 team, and when they are processed of transmitting the information, sometimes the information can be missing because the staff they can be careless or they forgot about the information, which can cause a very critical problem. So we also need a place to store and consolidate their information of the alert. As mainly Not manager will create a daily report, monthly report. For each customer based on their data developed from each monitor tool, and from those data, the manager will sort out information to make a complete report, which is all the process is kind of wasting time because the amount of data is massive, and they also including many unnecessary ones, and all of the process are made manually, so sometimes mistakes can be made. So to sum up, this are not team problem right now. That's dividing attention hard to control with monitor on many tabs. Problem in transferring managing information between not team, and time consuming and low effective for report making. As for solution and scope, we will create three solutions for the corresponding with three problem with event collecting, daily note record, and reporting, and all of these solutions will become a function integrated with the static web using the Amazon Web Service to create a serverless environment. And all of these all information will be stored on the Amazon Web Console, including website code, on database and code for backend, and also the API. Now, Nhật will talk directly detail about the first function.
Hello, I'm going to introduce to you about the three functions. So first of all, I will start up with the function 1, collecting event. So as you can see, Knock now is supervising too many tasks as one. It's too much work, but the opposite of the quality. So we design a new flow to collect the event from the monitoring tool. Like you see the owner tool will push the event to an API gateway to a lambda, and this lambda will execute two main functions. First is adding that event to the database ODS, and second is trigger a notification email to the user to notice there is a new event added to the database. There's a second lambda to get the event out of the database and display it in the interface so the user to see it. So as we collecting, there are two main tools we are collect from is the Monic and Zabbix. So I want you to understand a little different about Monic and Zabbix and how we gonna make them push it into the Lambda, the API endpoint. So the Monic is installed directly in one hardware, and when there is a problem on it, it will use the curve to trigger to push the event to the API gateway. Different from Monic is Zabbix. Zabbix has a servers that control and monitor the agent. So if the agent has problem, they will push the event to the server, and from that they will use the same technique for Monic is the curve to push to the API endpoint. Is our first demo for the first function. We have some. We have some problem is the sound. Okay, thank you for having us. Okay, we're gonna resume to our demo.
to load. This is the demo for our project. First, we're going to make tools push events to API endpoint. Let's start with Monet. First, we're going to set CPU and load balance high using stress. While waiting for Monet, we're going to cost incident on Zabbix. This is Zabbix dashboard, where we receive events from agents. First, we're going to shut down one of the agent, so it becomes unreachable. The agent is now unreachable, and it takes server 60 seconds to trigger event. While waiting for Zabbix, we're going to recheck stress progress on Monet. Monet is having high CPU and load average. We're going to receive an email from AWS about the incident soon. We just received mail's notification about incidents we caused on 2 tools. Now, we're going to check on our website for events. This is our dashboard for our tool. We simply click on Trigger Alert. This is the trigger table that displays all the incidents happened on all tools. As we highlighted, these are 3 incidents, which we just caused earlier. Okay, now, we're going to fix the problem for the alerts to change to resolve. This is optional. We can acknowledge the events on Zabbix. After acknowledge the events, we're going to turn back on the agent so it's reachable again. Okay, the agent is reachable again, and server updated the events on Zabbix dashboard. Let's review Monet. Stress command timeouted so system turn back to normal. Okay, let's review the trigger alert page to see if those events have gone. As we see, those 3 alerts have successfully disappeared from the trigger page. Now we're going to access resolve page to see if those alerts changed to resolve. As we highlighted, those 3 alerts from previous have changed to resolve. Thank you for watching.
Okay, now moving on to the second function is the not report. So why we need this function? So the information exchange between the team level 2 customer and the NOC team is always important. But NOC is a 24-hour team, so that means not everyone can be at the one place to collect and get that transfer. So currently we are using Google Doc to keep track of those transfer information, but it is very inconvenient and quick management and tracking, and also for the security feature we are depending on the Google to secure our important information. So we decided to replace this by our own tool. Now we can keep track of the information more correctly, and we can take the security to our own control. So how it works? We simply on the front end we using the JavaScript to push the command to an API gateway, and from that to a Lambda, and the Lambda will connect it to the database and get our information out. So for the third function is the report. And currently, our team manager need to push a lot of efforts in making the report because there are too many tools, and each tool generate their own report. So she has to conduct all of it, review all of it, and get the information she needs out. So thankfully for the first function, now we have a database full contain all the event from all other tools. So from that database, we can help her reduce the work she needs and improve the quality of the project, the report. So here is the file template that our NOC managers wanted to get from the database, which is the first one is the host with most alert, the second is the name of the alert that trigger the most. The rush hours, which means which hour of the day that have most of the alert trigger. has more information chain. That means they are in this the team level 2 and the NOC member have exchange most of the time. And last one is the last longest, which when the amount of time between the trigger time and the result time is maximum. So here is the demo for the function 2 and 3.
Hello, this is the second demo for our project. We're going to communicate with Team Level 2 via Slack. Team Level 2 provide us information about the expected alerts. After Team Level 2 provide information, we need to note them up for all non-member to see and keep track of information on every host. On our website, we receive an expected alert. To add information, we simply enter the name, host, information Team Level 2 provide, the person recording the information and which type of it. As we highlighted, the information has been added successful. To delete one record, we need to enter its ID. After click delete, we will receive the notification and then we click on refresh to see our result. Information deleted successfully. We also have filter to search for information. To use this search, simply enter the keywords. It could be a name, host, time or any attribute above. This is the demo for our final function. This site allows Team Manager to collect information for her report. To do this, simply enter the begin date and the end date for the information. After click on Make Report, we wait a little for the site to fetch our result. Here are the 5 template information that match our client's request. Thank you for watching.
So now Dan will present to you the rest of our presentation.
So this is the technologies that we use in our project. So for the interface, the UI UX, we use AngularJS and some basic language such as HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. About the database, we use MySQL to implement it. And the development environment that we build our project is Amazon Console, Atoms, and the Apache localhost. And our project run in two platforms is Linux and Windows. About the methodologies that we apply into our projects, after discussion, our team decided to use Agile methodology Scrum process as a project method because we think that the requirement of this project may be changed at any time during the work time. From the solution we analyzed from our client requirement, we have moved it into the suitable sprint. At the end of a sprint or 2 sprints, we also have a deliverable product to our clients and also a sprint review to summarize what we have done in those sprints, what haven't done yet, and the plans for the upcoming sprint. In each sprint, we also have a task to achieve the goal of those sprints, and those tasks are assigned to suitable members with the timeline. This is an example of sprint 2. We also agreed to have a weekly Scrum meeting at Friday night to summarize what we have done in a week. We also do the personal weekly report to list all the tasks and the work that we have done in that week too. So you can see on this report sample, we list all the things we done included with the reference, the proof that we have done the task. So about the tools we use during the working of this project, we use Trello to organize all the tasks. From the dashboard, our team can see the task, what is the necessary task to done, what have done and what haven't done yet. We use Dropbox to organize all our documents related to this project. We use GitHub to push up all our code. We also use Tool to track our work times. We use Slack to communicate and get requirements with our clients, and other tools like Skype, Gmail, or Messenger to discuss with our supervisor and our team. So this is our team role. I'm Nguyễn Hoàng Đăng. I'm in charge of front-end developer and UI UX. Hồ Minh Nhật responsible for the back-end developer and the database engineer. Lê Tuấn Kiệt is also a back-end developer and tester. So the challenge we face during working on this project is, first, is about technical side. There are many visible and hidden bugs, errors are still triggered in our tool and haven't been treated yet. We have to learn all the new programming language by ourselves, and we don't have any guidance, so that we have to find documents and learn it by ourselves. Some function on the tools that require a complicated knowledge to implement it. We also face the problem that when we building up the database, that we have to change all the information from NoSQL to MySQL because of the limitations. As the policy of our client companies, we cannot put in the real data into our tool to see if it will work or not. About the non-technical side, our team organization about task and time is not so good. Next is we have to build everything about this tool from the beginning. This is also the first time we apply Scrum process into such a real project. From the first phase that we have a little bit misunderstood about the client requirement that we get out of impossible scope, and we have to redo it all over again. We also have a conflict between team members that we have to find out the best solution to resolve no conflicts that work both for our team and our project. And the achievement when we're doing this project is about Amazon Web Service. We know how to implement, know how to set up, config the RAS database, the SNS, the API gateway, and Lambda. About the new language, we also learn new languages such as Python and AngularJS. We also know how open source monitoring tool works, like Monist and Zabbis. We also experience Scrum to see how it work out through the project. We also the important thing that the tool is now go on the internal network of our company, and we begin to apply new data to see our tool is working perfectly. And we also experience the professional working environment of our company. So this is the future plan to improve the tools. First is we have to transform all the testing from manual to automatic. And we're fixing the bug, the error that's still maintained in the tools. We will improve the trigger and resolve function by just filtering the customers and date because day by day the data will grow very large and it will cause some delay when opening the function. So that we just sort out the necessary customer and that we want to see. We will bring more monitoring tool system into the tool. We will continue to develop the adjustment the record of the daily record function. And finally, we will continue to develop the authorized functions for the tool for the security. Thank you for listening to our presentations. Do you have any questions?
So in your system, do you manage how many servers you manage in the system when you monitor? Let's go back to the slide. As I told just in the first grade of the first version, so we only monitoring the two tools. Okay, we just monitoring on the two tools is monitor and submit. So at our client we have a few more other tools, but we don't have the time to add it inside. So the client just said that we only need just in this project we only need monitor and submit.
So how can you know how many monitor and Java server you can manage in your system?
I think we can because when it's pushed into a database, each tool have a different name of host, so we can search for it in the function. So if we search it for search the host name, we can see how many hosts we are monitoring.
So that means one way. So what happens if the server is shutting down?
So if the server is shut down, it's like the demo on submit. So the agent is shut down. The submit server will send us a notification that the server is unreachable for the time you set, like 5 minutes or something. I think if one agent is shut down, the server will push the event to the database.
So what happens if there's problem in the connection? So that means from the Java server send any information to the gateway.
We haven't put time to research about that incident. But I think if the connection is having trouble, and our tool could impact our tool a lot. I think because our tool will be processed online on the Amazon and S3, so the connection is really important for our tool.
So the problem is in the server you don't know how many monitor and Java server will be connected. Will be send the information to your server. Right? You don't know how many servers will send you information.
I think because setting up monitoring tool is a process between the customer and team level tool. So when they set up, they could provide us the number of tools. So we are developing the tool for docs. So our companies, when they are having a customer or the customer demand a new monitoring tool for them, the level 2 will working with them and they will give us that tool, that name.
So you mentioned that team members are using chat.
Yes. Let me go to that slide. Here is the list of the tools we use to manage our yes.
Yeah. So with your team, with your product, what we call it, eliminate the need for chatting.
So you're asking about the function 2, right? So here, as you can see, the team level 2 and customer communicate not using the Slack. So there are many purposes of this communication. They will, well, for example, they will provide us the maintain schedule so that we know that they are expecting alert on push port, and then so we won't make the unnecessary action when we see some alert. Because not is 24/7 team, so that means the person A work on day shift and person B work on swing shift. If the maintain schedule is noticed being transferred from to the day shift, the not A, but the time of the schedule is happening in not B, the swing shift. So that means we should maintain that information flow through the not A to not B. So that is
So somebody will manually configure the translate the Slack message into a schedule.
yes.
Okay. So how do they do that? You have a user interface for the user, for somebody to
Yes,
to
we
configure that some event is not necessary at a certain time.
so so as in the past we have Google Doc to input those information, but now also have a function called daily of doc. So when the information transferred from the not A will go inside the interface and enter the information that they provided. Like they have to think to they will enter the name of the alert they are expecting and the name of it and what information the team level 2 providing us, like in the they are expecting the backup are on host A, and the information the team level 2 provide us is like we will reform the maintain schedule on later evening, so we are expecting many alerts. So yeah, we will not in the interface. So when our shift is come end and not B swing shift begin, they will log into that interface to notice what happened in the day shift that related to the swing shift.
Okay.
So you mean that you will allow the team level to go to your systems and create a maintenance plan?
No, the team level 2 will communicate with us through Slack, They will give us like
And you will create the maintenance plan on the dashboard.
now we just note it down that the maintenance plans will happen when and when and on what cost and what the alert is expected.
So you mean you don't automatically flag those events that are related to that node?
Yes, we don't automatically do that. We have to enter that by hand manually.
No. So those events are not filtered out based on the maintenance plan.
No, they usually just when the maintenance plan happening, they only notice us that on that cost will be having some trouble. So we do not have that on that cost will be trouble from when it went. So all the other related to that cost will be ignored. We don't escalate.
Right. So that will be automatically filtered out. Right.
Did you have any other